What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to make a low or zero carb protein bread. Sorry for the lack of uploads. It's been a little crazy. It's quarantine, so ignore the hair, ignore the beard, and let's get into it. Alright, so the really cool thing about this recipe is A, it's got zero carbs or very little carbs, very little fat. And it's only 4 ingredients and it's super simple and easy to make. So, A, ignore my dog, sorry. And if my sound sounds bad, that's because I lost my mic, so excuse that. I'll get a new one eventually. So, anyway, 4 ingredients. What do you need? A, egg whites. Egg whites, I'm using liquid egg whites here. Nice and simple and easy. Number 2, baking soda. 3, xanthan powder. And 4, protein powder. So it's super easy, super simple. Egg whites give it the volume. Baking soda, does its thing. Xantham powder, what this does, or xantham gum, excuse me, what that does is it helps bind things together. So that's what's going to really help keep it all together once we're baking it. And the protein powder, that is going to give it also some of that binding effect and a little bit more to it, rather than if it was just the egg whites, it would probably come out a little bit more like meringue. And this is not quite a meringue at all. It's definitely it's more dense. So for protein powders, try to use a low carb one, obviously, if you're trying to keep it low carb. If you want to have it to be more like a bread, you could do unflavored. I don't have any unflavored. I'm using this True Nutrition whey. It's chocolate fudge brownie. However, it's pretty mild. I've already made this bread a couple times. So even when I cook it and I make the bread and I eat it, it doesn't really have a very strong chocolate flavor. And I'll show you that to you in a second. So without further ado, let's get on into it. Okay, we're set. So one of the keys there is to shake the carton of eggs before you pour it in. That helps it mix a little bit better. And now, once you got your dough, you do it a couple ways, right? You could do a couple of different ones and kind of make them like biscuits or individual buns. You could spread it out into a pizza pan or on a pan in general and make it into pizza dough. I can make a separate video of that. Or if you've seen any of my other videos, you should know that I'm fairly lazy, especially when it comes to cooking. So what I do is I just plop it all down. So you put parchment paper up in your air fryer. Here you go. It's all mixed. Still got fairly bit of the integrity here, and I'm just gonna plop it. Because, once again, I'm lazy. I don't care about how it looks. I just care about how it tastes. So, get all this here. Okay. So this one I'm going to make a little bit thinner. The last time I did this, I made it too thick, and it actually blew all the way up and was burning on the top of the air fryer. But anyway, that's what it looks like. It doesn't look quite appetizing. But I mean, that's it. So what we're gonna do, make sure these tips here are all kind of tucked in, or if you have to cut it off, you know, cut it off, or else they'll burn on the top. Got it here. What we are going to do is, oops, that's the wrong way. We're gonna do 20 minutes at 320. And we're off to the races. I'll see you when it's done. Okay, a little more than halfway. Let's see what it's looking like. Ooh, interesting. Look at that again. Okay, just finished up. And what does it look like? That's it. That's what it looks like. Does it look like bread? Maybe. Does it look like a weird golden turd you just found in your backyard? That's a little bit more like it, but hey, it got a crunchy outside and it's nice and warm. Let's cut it up and see what it tastes like. Okay, here we go. We got the bread here, or the golden turd, whatever you want to call it, but let's cut on into it and see what it tastes like, see what it looks like. See the texture. There you go. Nice and hot. You can hear it. It's crunchy on the outside. Let's take a bite. Is it potato bread, or is it one that you would get right off the bread aisle? Not quite. I use chocolate once again, and it's definitely got a little chocolate taste, but I don't care. It's not like I'm not going for savory. So it's tasty. I mean, what you can do, obviously, use almond butter, peanut butter, normal butter, any jellies. If you want to make this into like crepes or pancakes, you probably could do that. You can make it into pizzas, but it's awesome for, you know, this whole thing. It's just, I mean, it's not small amount of bread. You know, it's very low calories, and as I said, virtually no carbs and virtually no fat. I'll put the macros right on the screen here. So it's awesome. You could do a lot of different things. So if you're looking for ways to not eat bread and eat different things and kind of crave, you know, fulfill that craving that you have, this is a good option. I would use some syrup or something on it for me, because it's a little sweeter. As I said, you know, there's the inside again. So I mean, it's not really eggy either. At least once again, it's, I mean, a little bit, but not much. And you could put even more seasonings on. You know, when you're folding it and you're using plain whey or plain protein, you could probably use beef isolate if you wanted to. You could put in spices if you wanted. You could use garlic, you use everything bagel seasoning. You could do whatever you want, and it would come out pretty darn good. So this is tasty. I would give it a shot. You know, I know this is a lot different than my meaty videos. If you wanted to make this a sandwich, you could. You know, obviously you would adjust, you know, how big you do it, or maybe you would make a couple smaller ones and make like a little deli thing. Who knows? But that's it. Pretty good. I give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you'll give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the video. If you want to see more. I haven't made a video in a while, so I apologize for that. I'm going to try to do some more soon, now that we're locked at home. Yeah, if you got any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. If you have any ideas for any videos that you want me to cook up in the air fryer, I will do that. Maybe I think my next one's going to be another dessert. Not this is a dessert, but a dessert. And that's that. So until next time, I'll see you later.